Hey guys, it's Coach Kevin here. Just before we start the show, I had a couple things to mention. The last show was with Vince Sesto, and this show coming up here is with Kathy Calabretta. And these are both Tri Swim Coach ambassadors. They're both members of our Team 500 or Tri Swim Pro Team 500. And just wanted to get their messages out there and get people to know them and what they've gone through and kind of what they're doing. And they're both really great triathletes, really great people, amateur triathletes, and I also have an interview coming up next time with a budding professional triathlete, Aaron Buchan. Just wanted to let you guys know what's going on, and really appreciate the ratings and reviews we received over the last couple weeks. We did send out the goggles, and I will have the announcements in a couple of weeks on the podcast, on the show. So stay tuned for that. Without further ado, enjoy the interview with Kathy Calabretta. Go out there and laugh at the water, and we'll talk to you soon.
This is the Tri Swim Coach Podcast, where the most difficult leg of the triathlon becomes your friend, leaving your struggles and your competition behind you. TrySwimCoach.com, helping you to laugh at the water.
All right, welcome to Tri Swim Coach. This is Kevin, and today I'm really excited. I have a special guest on the show, and her name is Kathy Calabretta, and she is one of our ambassadors and also is a Tri Swim Coach Team 500 member. So welcome, Kathy, to the show.
Thank you very much. This is exciting.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So wanted to get a little bit about your background and how you got started in triathlon. So where did you grow up and how did triathlon come into your life?
Well, I grew up in New Jersey, taught there for 41 years. I've been an adult runner, started at about 35, just for fitness, and ended up 10 years ago being diagnosed with a very large fibric mass, and which required an operation and batch recovery time. A friend who was also a teacher had done the dam skin in Sandy Hook and kind of suggested to me as recovery swimming might be useful, and also suggested maybe we could train together and do that. And by the way, she ended up not doing it. But anyway, I figured, well, I had running down. That was going to work. Biking, I'd done a lot of touring. I enjoyed that. So I'm relatively confident on the bike. Swimming, well, I could learn. So I decided to do this triathlon. I did sign up for a master's swim group, which basically, they were crazy in that group. A whole lot of thrashing. And anyway, participated in the dam skin, had a great time. Not so much in the swim. I actually stopped at one point thinking, no, I have to be able to get back. I can't just stop out here.
That's right.
So the bike went well and run went very well, and I ended up winning in my age group. And it was a huge group. So this is really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was the start. And then the following year, I found another one, and it just increased from there.
Nice.
So a lot of fun.
So you had a full recovery then?
Yes. So it was being able to do all those different components. And it obviously, it was benign, and other than having a very long scar, that was about the only problem that I really had from that.
Right.
So I was just very lucky.
Yeah.
And it got me into triathlons, which was also, for me, I think that was very lucky, because I'm having a great time with all this stuff.
Yeah, it sure looks like it from all your pictures and on our Facebook group. So what is it that you love about doing tries?
Well, I think part of it is the variety, is that even when you're starting and you look around at all the different body shapes and sizes, you don't have a clue who's good at what things. People are very supportive. Originally in the dam skin, where of course all women, there were meetings for the beginners and going over all the different things. People just trying to help everybody else out. And we kind of continued that here. We don't have where I am now in Ludington, Michigan. We're a distance from any club or group. So those of us that can get together, and again, being very supportive and helpful. So I think the friends, I'm staying in shape to begin with. I love being outdoors. I love meeting people. And there's a real physical wellness of pushing hard and challenging myself. And even just encouraging other people that when I see them there and they've got whatever kind of bike, my first triathlon, I still had my baskets on my bike. So,
that's awesome.
And I won, mind you. So I was like, hey, you're out there and you are ahead of everybody else who's not. So that's just fun with the people, I think. And I'm certainly not at a level, I don't know whether, I would assume the pros don't have that same attitude with each other, but at the level that I ever want to do, it's just fun. And if it stops being fun, then I have to rethink about it.
Yeah, that's a really healthy attitude, I think, and I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. Now, do you have any family involvement in your triathlon adventures?
My husband is the official tri-sherpa, and I've done one without him there, and it was very, very hard for me.
Oh, yeah.
Besides the fact when you're trying to pump up a tire that requires 100 and plus pounds, and I weigh about 110 plus pounds, I can actually have my feet in the air on the pump and not have any headway.
Yeah.
There's so many components in the stuff that you have to bring in all this, and just having the support. My kids had come, and I have adult children in late 20s. They made a special trip to come to the ITU in Chicago, and it was just fun having them there cheering me on. I think one of my favorite signs that I saw there was, "Yay, you didn't drown."
Well, hopefully after going through Team 500, we can get you beyond the not drowning phase.
Well, you have.
Yeah. Great. So what age group are you competing in currently?
65 to 69.
Awesome. So now these days, so we're already in early May. What's your training schedule like?
Well, I try to sit down with the calendar and trying to swim every other day because I just need that, just for the feel of being in.
Yep.
I've discovered if I try to make it any more time than that, it's harder. Try to do 1 brick a week, try to run again every other day, and the bike, same thing, try to get 3 in a week, and it's just how to balance them on what days. Also with what other events and travel might be happening. So it's busy, and I also try to make sure I have 1 day off a week, just for sanity and recovery. Because recovery, particularly, I don't want to say I have my age, but yeah, is I have to remember that. I had an ex-husband who once told me that you need to act your age, and my personal thought is, oh, please don't ever let me act my age.
That's great. Yeah, that's really awesome. I got an email from you, I think a couple weeks ago. We sent you some EnduroPack supplements, and I know it's only been probably the most 2 weeks, but have you had a chance to try those out? And have you had any?
Yeah. I'm very conscientious on that. I really like the combination of things they are. So it's not just taking 2 or 8 pills or like some of the other types of things, but I like the vitamins in the morning, the patch after the workout, and then making sure I have the water supplement so that I have the extra benefit there, making sure I have the extra hydration.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the entire combination. It feels good. It hasn't been a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely. And that was something that I have a concern for is trying to enhance with some kind of a supplement if possible, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So this I'm having a good time with them.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it'll be interesting to talk to you, maybe after a couple more weeks and see if you've seen any benefits or, what you're feeling. As far as the Tri-Swim Coach experience, you've been with us for a few months. What has your experience been like? Is there anything that you can talk about that you've experienced with us that you haven't previously?
I like the structure, which that's one of the biggest things when I try to plan out my week's activity. I have to have it written down. I do happen to use Training Peaks. That's where I just put this stuff into. I use it like a giant calendar. And I like going back to the basics again, because even though I might have done some of those things before, love the video. Reading about things and not having the videos, that doesn't work out well. Mm-hmm. And I go back and I look at them again. I go to the pool and wait a minute. So when I come back, I'll go over it again. It's fun to read the posts, to know that, the different variety that we have. And as you've made a statement to us, just compare yourself to what you did before, not somebody else. I think that was a very good point last night.
Oh, yeah.
I also enjoy looking at the other things that are on the sites there, going through from 1 month's workout to the next and then going back again. So this gives a lot of variety to that, of other type of coaching, and I really enjoy yours for swimming. It really is good.
Great. Well, that's good to hear, because we try to create the variety, and that's like we talk about in every meeting. It's all about fun, so we have to keep mixing up the workouts and mixing up the goals and the monthly focuses and things like that. So that's really.
And the visuals are tremendous.
Oh yeah, yeah. You kind of need that for swimming. It's hard to just explain it to somebody or write it down. It's got to be mental, and that's kind of what I was getting at last night too. Is the idea of the relaxed focus. It's not all about getting obsessed with every single movement in the water, but you can watch videos actually and learn so much from them, and then your mind can kind of bring that back when you're in the pool and when you're swimming and practicing the things that you want to practice. So now, what's your key to being consistent and staying in great shape?
Oh, well, one of them is when I go to the grocery store and I look at other people. Ooh, I don't want to look like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a book that I read that there was a statement in there that we're going to live longer than we're going to live well. And so, you're pretty much, this is the body you're going to have. And I know that if you stop, getting started again is very hard. Even if I'm racing, and typically I like the shorter distances, and I find if I stop, starting that engine again is awfully hard. So my idea is to just keep going. In the new ranking issue, I think the oldest woman was 86, the oldest man 89. Well, I'm intending to be there, and it's just keep going.
Yeah.
So it's just feels good to be able to feel healthy, and whether the endorphins or whatever else we might say, keeping in shape is very, very important to me.
Awesome. Now, is there something that you can tell us that not many people know about you?
Ooh, well, I used to be actually an ice skating coach, and that was a matter of, I took my daughter when she was young for lessons, watched her, and I'm just thinking, that kind of looks like fun out there. I can't skate. So I started taking lessons, and it grew and grew, and the idea of if you see something out there and you think, that kind of looks like fun, gosh, you just do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's, we're not really, most of my friends are not into quite the level of physical fitness that I am.
Right.
But yeah, the ice skating, that's a fun thing. So officially a U.S. Figure Skating Association coach. So, and that's like basic skill stuff. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, very nice. Do you see any parallels between ice skating and swimming?
Yes, it's complicated. and one thing certainly with doing the coaching for the ice skating is that you've got to break down so many components, and you've got to get one thing right and get muscle memory before you move to the next thing.
Yeah.
And get that muscle memory and you move to the next thing. Because otherwise you've got 72 things that you're trying to figure. And of course on ice skating, you can fall really easily.
Yeah.
At least while you can drown you, but hopefully that won't come into it.
Right.
But yeah, parallels that first you've got to get the muscle memory down and going back to basics all the time. And no matter what level the skaters are, they will go back to basics in their drills. So the same,
Yeah.
It works the same.
Yeah, that's awesome. When I first started coaching, I saw some parallels in cross-country skiing and speed skating for swimming. It's kind of funny because there's such, like you said, there's so many things to know, and it's kind of more of a finesse type of sport rather than just grinding things out.
You can muscle your way through a run and pretty much the bike with just a little bit, making improvements, but you just thrash more or splash more in swimming when you try to do it that way.
Yeah, that is so true. What are your plans for 2015 in terms of your racing or training or anything else?
I have the Nationals in August. That's my big one. Well, no, that's the half big one. And then the Worlds in Chicago.
Okay. When is that one?
That one's on September 20th. My kids actually moved a wedding date so that I didn't have to literally run off the bike onto the car and drive to the wedding.
That's great.
They were determined. They said, no, this is important. So now there is an advantage of being on the older side when you make Team USA because there's not as many people in my age group. But at least in nationals, we do have a full complement. And in local races, I have like 6, 7 scheduled that are drivable distances. We don't have tons of them here. So
yeah.
But those are my really big ones. And obviously, now I have gotten to know the person who's first in my age group nationally. And in last year's Worlds in Canada, she came in second. I think it was from someone Australia came in first. And then I came in third behind her. And so we were both. And at that point, the announcer was doing something else because I guess, the younger guys got the extra time period. So we actually had to go online to see what the rankings were before they announced us. But that was really neat. And so I kind of have, my goal is to beat her. Her name's Linda. Oops, no, don't tell anybody.
That's great. Well, Kathy, it's been great having you on the show. I really appreciate your time, and thanks so much for being not only a team member with us, but also one of our ambassadors. I think you have a great attitude, and I think you're really going to have a great year. So good luck with everything you're doing, and thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to another episode covering swimming and triathlon mastery. To get your free online swim clinic, just go to tryswimlessons.com. Give us your name and email, and we'll have session number 1 off to you right away. Begin your process of befriending the swim and laughing at the water now.